Hi, I'm Joe Weisenfelder with Cars.com. Do you remember the Dodge Viper? I never thought I'd see a third generation of that car, but here it is. Now it's called the SRT Viper. Just about everything you might have liked about it before is back. 0 to 60 is in the low 3-second range. Top speed, 206 miles per hour, and quarter mile in the mid 11-second range. But it's a better car overall. Let's take a look. Let's get right to the heart of the matter. The third generation has returned to the forward opening hood. Now you'll notice there's carbon fiber weave here, and that's because it's a carbon fiber hood. They also use carbon fiber on the roof and the liftgate, and aluminum on the doors. Lots of lightweight materials, especially high up, has helped bring the weight of the car down about 100 pounds, and that's significant. They've even made some changes to the engine. 8.4-liter V10. They've got a composite intake manifold. Again, lighter weight up high. Engine itself is down about 25 pounds. The output has increased on the 8.4-liter V10 to 640 horsepower and 600 pound-feet of torque. Now you'll notice this X-brace here. This is an addition that improves structural rigidity. SRT says that the vehicle itself has increased structural rigidity by 50%, and that's a real lot. Car's gone from being kind of a noodle to being, well, maybe an al dente noodle. The wheels are 18 inches in the front and 19s in the rear. They come with Pirelli P0 Summer Performance tires. Now, if you get the optional track package, which this car has, you also get P0 Corsa tires, which are more racing-oriented. They're lighter. So are the brake rotors. They come from a company called StopTech. They're two-piece. The calipers themselves stay the same. They are Brembo 4 pistons at all 4 corners. Another change for 2013 and the third generation is the Tremec 6-speed manual transmission is geared differently, closer gear ratios, and a shorter final drive ratio. So you now can hit the top speed in 6th gear instead of 5th. What does that do for your mileage? Well, it's 12 miles per gallon city and 19 highway. And the gas guzzler tax is $2,600 bucks. But if you're thinking about that kind of thing and you're buying this car, you probably ought to be considering something else. Other improvements include the feel of the shifter. Nice short throw. It's extremely heavy-duty feeling, but not in a clunky way. And the clutch pedal isn't like a Stairmaster anymore. It's much more livable. It has good feedback, but you won't be able to recognize Viper drivers by their gigantic left legs. Compared with the second generation, the seat now has a height adjustment, manual in the regular and powered in the GTS, which we have here. It sits a little lower, and you get more seat travel. Definitely helps accommodate people better. This being a GTS has a higher grade interior. If you get the base model, you get cloth seats, a little bit less of the nice surfaces. This actually has the GTS Laguna interior package, which adds a lot of Laguna leather, not just on the seats, but the shift knob, steering wheel, and lots of other areas. There was a lot of criticism on previous generations that the interior wasn't nice enough. It's definitely improved. I'm not wild about this gray plastic on the center and the steering wheel, but I don't doubt that anyone would think that this is a premium interior, maybe even a luxury interior. There's some new technology included in the GTS is an adaptive suspension, which is really nice to have. It gives you a little bit better performance on the track, but still makes the car a little bit more livable on the street. One of the things I love about the way they applied it is the race and street settings are separate buttons here underneath the ventilation controls. So instead of toggling from one to the other with one button and wondering what you've hit, you just reach down, smack the button you want, and you know that's the mode you're in. Overall, the ride quality is decent on the street, but this is no one's idea of a comfortable car. It's also still loud, a lot of engine rumble, some mechanical sounds, but in aggressive driving, especially on the track, it's an entirely different vehicle. The steering feedback is better. The car goes where you point it. It still has the fury of acceleration up to 60 miles per hour in first gear. And it's simply much more manageable than the previous generation was. I'm going to go so far as to say the previous generation was unmanageable and inconsistent. This one feels more like a sports car than a muscle car. One other addition that was required is a stability system, required on all new cars as of the 2012 model year. It's not a bad thing to have here, especially, again, the way they've implemented it. There's an ESC, electronic stability control button on the steering wheel. You have a pretty conservative setting for normal driving. Push it once and you get ESC Sport, which lets you slide around a little more. There's more than that. Hit it again and you get ESC Track, which actually will allow the car to get pretty far out of control, but won't let it spin. And then you can turn it off entirely if you're exceptionally brave. SRT has done a great job in updating the Viper. They've made it more livable, more refined, better on the track, better on the road, but they didn't lose its Viperness. It is still extremely outrageous looking, sounding, accelerating, braking, everything that they needed to keep. Now, speaking about outrageous, the price for a regular one starts at over $99,000. The GTS starts at $122,000, and this one, as equipped, $145,000. But, as usual, what makes a car worth that much? Someone willing to buy it. Will people be willing? I think they will.